Bitcoin did pretty well in the end. I believe it is still in the bull market based on the info we have on the blockchain. Now, you can say the same thing about the stock market. Many people who bought things lost money because of the tariffs. I love when the stock market goes up, which is called a bull market. The market hasn't been a dangerous bull market like it was from 23 to 24. This is great as we climb a wall of fear. The market is now getting bigger. What Cathie said is very true. It's not just getting bigger. Projects that help people in the real world are getting more and more attention these days. That's true whether it's through tokenization, real world assets, or just better money tools for people. This blockchain-based hashcraft technology is also getting more and more attention from people who know it will change the way the world works. A huge amount of very smart money is coming into crypto at a speed that has never been seen before. Right now, a lot of it is going into projects like XRP and HAR. A lot of what the movie that Cathie Wood is going to show you today is a big part of the reason for that. That's why I'm giving you this brand new report from Cathie Wood. In it, she talks about the big market reset and what blockchain and cryptocurrency are likely to be like in the future. Now that I know this, I think things are going to look great for XRP. I think you already knew that. There's a lot of great things ahead for me here. Yes, click like so everyone in the XRP army can see this. But let's do it now. Once we know more about tariffs, the tax package, and the big, beautiful bill, we think we'll be able to get out of this rolling slump. We believe the rebound will speed up as this year ends and next one begins. It was a big surprise that both efficiency and real GDP growth were going up. Another surprise for us is that people are so busy that inflation will be a lot less than we thought it would be. Lots of people think that when inflation goes up, real GDP growth goes up too. From what we know, when there is more growth, there is also more inflation. That is not true at all. When growth goes up, so does productivity, which is a great weapon against inflation. We believe that will happen again, maybe even more than before, because of the fact that new technologies are growing so quickly. One of the biggest of these is AI, which is, as we've already said, a very good downward force. More units are sold when costs and prices go down. When a recession ends in this way, it's called a rolling recession. We don't think this time will be any different, except that it will be bigger than normal. Many people thought that the shocks would be bigger than they were. This would mean that the deficit would shrink more than people thought it would as a share of GDP. This is what I said about M2. M2 growth is almost at 5%. That's what this purple line shows. You can see how rates have changed through this picture. It's still less than what we've seen in the past. This picture is also interesting because it shows that M2 growth was faster than inflation in the 1960s and 1970s, which meant that it could handle all kinds of spending by the government. This is moved up by 18 months, as you can see. Many people don't agree that the rate of inflation will go down if we're right. I think that Treasury Secretary Bison has been working hard to avoid another time of low interest rates like the one in the 1970s, which led to crazy high inflation rates of over 10%. Things will be a lot like they were in the 1990s. The value of money will grow faster than inflation, and inflation will go down. If we're right, that will slow down the flow of money. In terms of the speed of money, I know I've shown it on charts before, but for a long time now, it has been going down. The rate of growth had been falling for a while, but in the late 1000s, 990s, it really began to go down with only a few short-term ups and downs. The speed is starting to slow down again now that we've passed the cycle bump. This is why that trend is important. It doesn't make inflation worse if money grows at this rate, as long as it stays in place. This number tells you how quickly money changes hands and why it would go down. Interest rates will go up if we're right, and inflation is much lower than expected. This inflation and loan rates are both going down, so people don't feel like they need to buy anything right away. If people keep adopting crypto at the rate they are now, there will be more than 1 billion regular users by the end of this year. Please think about that. A little less than 1% of people in the world have any XRP, not even 1%. Think about what will happen when 15% or more of the world's people are in the crypto area all of a sudden. Just picture how many of those people are going to buy XRP. You have no idea what kind of number scale we're talking about because the numbers are so big. That kind of number is hard for everyone to understand. However, I think that XRP will be one of the best drivers because of its huge growth. Now, why is that the case? The first reason is that anyone can use it. In the past, of people, tools have almost never been so good that they didn't help people in the real world. To be exact, there are a number of them. Gold costs a lot because it keeps its value. That's why this isn't a good use case for it. Yes, it can be used to make computer chips and other things like that, but most people think that it's a good way to save money when times are tough. It's time to pay attention to coins that help people and make the world a better place. Bitcoin could still be in that group. XRP is great. Also, the H bar is great. I also think those will do really well compared to the rest of the market, especially since this curve is going up so quickly. What else does Cathie have to say? A lot of you probably haven't heard it before. That's it for now. I'll make what I think is the most important statement of the day near the end of the video. Also, make sure you stay tuned for that. Let's talk about that. We've been worried ourselves crazy. Many people thought that the tariffs and the fight between the Fed and the president would really shake up the markets. Some things have changed, but I still think there are different kinds of bull markets that last longer. Even though there are problems, the market going up really tells us something. It seems to be telling us that rates of interest are going to go down. I also believe that many people do not pay attention to the house numbers when they look at the inflation numbers. They finally get in after a long wait. Some stocks got a lot of attention in the market during the bull market, which was a bad sign. Now we think the market is becoming more spread out. Also, I think one of the most important things the government is doing is easing up on rules. It's been pretty stable to think that we've been, rolling slump. The home market crashed in 2022 when interest rates went up, and it hasn't been the same since. In fact, it's going down again right now. The industry that makes things hasn't come back. So we do think that things will get better as interest rates go down, rules are loosened, and people are sure that taxes will go down, among other things. For example, the cost of capital goods may go down right away. Most of these problems should be fixed before the end of the year, and rates should go down sometime in the next couple of months. To be honest, I can't wait. The US is way behind other countries when it comes to cutting interest rates, but the Fed will have to give in eventually because of rising political pressure, and they can only wait so long. Having said that, I've been killing it when it comes to trading futures during all of this news. I have proof. I post all of my deals on Discord and Telegram, which is where I have proof of everything. 20% off this new